All right, gentlemen, here we go. Mics are now on.
All right, it's that time again. And again, we got a really, really great show. We got a bunch of guests, and this is going to be a phenomenon because we're in a brand new studio. You know, like they say, the studio is hot and ready. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the sponsors out, we're going to get the phone numbers out, we're going to get the website out, and then we're going to start getting guests in here and kind of run through as quickly as we can because we got some important stuff that's going on. But this is Juneteenth month, Juneteenth weekend. Everything associated with Juneteenth is happening, you know, this week. So we got some folks that are going to come in and gonna tell you about it. Okay, let's get this monkey going. All right, so all those who want to call in to TMP, even though we're in the new station, the call-in numbers are the same. So it's 813-251-9867, 813-251-9867. All right, my cell phone number.
Call it now. Call it right now.
Don't call it now. And somebody,
stack up the calls.
And somebody told me the other day they intentionally do that.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
So anyway, my cell phone number, you asked for this, is 813-230-3312. 813-230-3312. Now the website, which we'll get up this week. Again, you know, we told you last week, but this week we will get it up. All right, porchtalkradio.com. So if you want to know my email address, guess what? Eddie@porchtalkradio.com. So we can just start getting folks to come in, the first group, get them to come in. And while they're coming in, we're going to give you our sponsors. The sponsors for the show, the folks who make this happen every week. Todd Jones. And Todd Jones was supposed to come to an event that we had yesterday, but he got stuck in Atlanta. So Todd Jones, thank you for doing what you do, for helping us do what we do. All right, the Hillsborough County Republican Executive Committee, because they actually came to our Juneteenth Awards luncheon yesterday. Okay, we got sound effects here. Sound effects. I don't know what it sounds like, but it wasn't good.
I know exactly what it sounds like.
Yes, it did sound
like cabbage.
Yeah, cabbage. Yeah, being unruffled or
like,
something.
I like cabbage, but it doesn't like me.
Okay. All right, we're having too much fun here. All right. And again, OMM Inc. sponsors here, and of course my good and Todd and my good friend John Desbrow came to the awards event yesterday. Him and his wife came. So John Desbrow, all your printing needs. If you need a car on the side, he also has 200 cars in the parking lot, but he's primarily Mr. Print Fast. Okay, so first group of folks coming in. So this young lady here, somebody want to come to the mic? All right, so what we're going to do is, and like I said, we got a few people here in the studio. We're going to try to run them through the studio because we only got an hour for the show, and I think we got 3 hours worth of guests. But that's okay. We work through it. We productive, intellectual people, and we can solve problems on the move, which is what we're going to do. So, good morning.
Good morning, TampaBay people. It is a blessing and an honor to be in this great place with these wonderful people. Pastor Tucker Johnson and Pastor or Minister Celeste Celeste Battle, yes, have been hosting me, and I'm so glad to be here. Tonight is going to be a phenomenal time. We are having a banquet.
Tell them who you are.
I'm so sorry. I am the Reverend Roberta Hogan. I hail from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and I'm here solely because of this event that's occurring on this weekend and continuing through the month. But I would like to say that we're looking to see people come out, stop what you're doing and come down to the Pep-In and at 6:30, come and join in the celebration and the festivities. We're gonna be talking about Juneteenth, justice, and Jesus. It's time for us to step up, claim our inheritance, and carry it on for our young people.
Good morning, Tampa Bay. This is Pastor Tucker Johnson, the president of the Tampa Bay Juneteenth Coalition, and the Reverend Dr. Roberta Hogan. The reason that she's in is because she took it upon herself to fly down for us to continue the legacy that the Reverend Dr. Ronald Myers started. They started it together with this Juneteenth Foundation. So we are very ecstatic. Last night we crowned our very first Miss Juneteenth, Miss Chloe Jones. First runner-up was Samantha Underwood, and our second runner-up was Jamil Lewis. We're very proud of those young ladies. We actually started our event celebration. We started back in the very first or second week of June. We're trying to bring the attention and the awareness of what the culture is all about, the African American culture is all about, and our whole mission and goal is to see Juneteenth become a national holiday. We started out with a youth summit. Yesterday evening, we had Eddie Adams with the 100 Black Men Luncheon, and last night we did we had the pageant. And this evening, later on this evening at 6:30, we will go back to the T-Pepin and we will continue our celebration with our awards banquet and acknowledging some of the unsung heroes in the community. And then we're going to cap it off next week on the 30th with a street festival. And I don't think you want to miss this. We are not only going to have our illustrious, esteemed speaker, Dr. Hogan, talking about Juneteenth and where we are, where we've come from, and where we're going. We're going to have a Greek step show with the Divine Nine out on the 30th. We have Zaria, who's actually from Tampa Bay, you guys. She's from Tampa Bay. She made her first video here in Tampa, and she's in town. She moved from Tampa to Atlanta. She flew back down just for the occasion, and we're just very, very excited what God is doing here in the Tampa Bay area as he continues to wake us up and to let us know, and we're reclaiming our heritage. So we're just very, very glad to be here. We thank Eddie Adams for this opportunity to get it more out there and be more detailed about what Juneteenth is all about.
I actually, and I don't mean actually like means somebody special, but I got a booth vendor thing for next Saturday, and me and my wife with something which we have not done before, but we're gonna collaborate and cook up something. Well, no, I don't mean cook up something because I can't cook, but my wife can cook. But we're gonna be selling stuff next week. So hopefully you guys come out and support all the vendors and all the street festival and all the stuff that's going on all day, because it's going to be a big deal. And the reason I'm saying it, because not just because I'm involved, is because this is the first whole month effort that, I don't want to say Tampa Bay, because St. Pete been doing their thing for 20-something years, but here in Hillsborough County, this is our first month-long Juneteenth celebration, and our first attempt at it. And we've had some great events, and next year's going to be better. And we want you, if you're interested in getting involved, now is the time to get involved, because it's kind of like the Gasparilla. You know, they take a whole year to do that one parade, but they do a good job every year. So Juneteenth is going to be the same kind of thing. It's going to be a whole month. It's going to be a whole bunch of groups, a whole bunch of organizations, and the Tampa Bay Juneteenth Coalition is going to be at the forefront of this whole thing. So come out and enjoy next weekend, you know, the festival on Saturday, because you can get a flavor. You can get a taste of what it's going to be like all June next year.
And we're very, very excited about it. And like I said, Zaria, who is 14 years old, because what we're trying to do is to educate our young people.
Yes.
And she's actually going to be at the awards banquet tonight too. We're awarding her for the things that she has done as setting a precedence for young people and to bring all of this together with, you know, for us, with her education of what Juneteenth is all about as well. We're not going to just stop at just celebrating Juneteenth for 1 month. We're going to be celebrating Juneteenth throughout the year. You're going to be hearing about the Tampa Bay Coalition doing some things throughout the year, because 1 month is not going to get it. We tried that with Black History Month. That's not going to get it, because we exist, and we need to let everybody know we exist. We're proud of who we are. We're proud of our culture, and we will continue on this journey until our goal has been met, that we are going to become a national holiday. I said the other day, and I said to the board members, I said, you know, it's a spiritual journey. You can see it. God is all in it. Everything that we've asked for, it has just rained down, and He has showered us from heaven. And I thank Him for it, and I see the underlying meaning behind a whole lot of things. You know, the bill that was passed for this state celebration was SJR 45. That's a bill that we're looking at having amended. And who better to amend it but number 45, President Trump. So I do ask everybody to go out and tweet, because he seems to respond to tweeting. Please go out and tweet the president. Only one or two things can happen. He's going to receive you, or he's going to delete you. Anyway, we're excited. Tampa Bay Juneteenth Coalition is on the move. We're right there in Dr. Ronald Myers' vision of when he and Dr. Hogan came together on that one day and said, we've got to do this. And so we are very excited. We hope everybody jumps on board. We do have a website, TampaBay Juneteenth Coalition.com. We have a Twitter page. We have Facebook. Please just go out. We're just putting the word out. It's not about us. It's about the mission. It's about the goal. It's about this ministry.
And see, the good thing is my group has had a jump on you guys, because we've been doing the luncheon for 6 years. So the good thing was, yesterday I wasn't scrambling like I normally am, because we had like 16 or 17 corporate sponsored tables. So I wasn't so much running around trying to sell tickets like I normally am, because the good thing about having corporate sponsored tables, them folks have already paid for the table. So all you concerned about whether they're gonna show up or not, and everybody showed up, because I had people at the event trying to find tables. I'm running around in that seat, taking that seat, which is a good place to be in. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So it was a very good event. I've not got any complaints. So whoever you complaining to, if you have some complaints, please bring them to me. Call me, because I want to make my event and the event that we do for the awards luncheon better next year. So the only way you get better is people tell you where you fall down, where you made a misstep or something, and if it's something made, then I need to get it, so that way next year there's one less problem we're gonna have. Because I'm gonna tell you something that I discovered yesterday. See, normally we have reserved parking for the big sponsors. So we have parking spaces out front of the building that's reserved. Okay, it rained yesterday, so our names on our signs kind of got wet. Guess what? Next year, matter of fact, next week I'm gonna make those signs for next year, and we just put the name of the person that the space is reserved on the bottom of the sign. But that won't be a problem. I'm gonna make them up next week, and those signs will be ready for next year. They'll sit in a hole somewhere till I need them. I'll put them out, and we'll stick them out there and put somebody's name on them. So that's one of the things I know we could do. So give the information one more time, and then we'll get our next set of folks in here.
Okay, first of all, I want to just say that the Tampa Bay Coalition was at that event that Eddie Adams does every year, and it was phenomenal. I don't think you're going to hear any kind of fuss or whatever. So even if you did it the same way, it was successful. You don't need to change it. And I just, by the way, when you come out tonight, you will hear the voice of the Reverend Dr. Roberta Hogan, who is going to go deep into how all of this got started and where we are, where we're going. Please join us at the Tea Peppin tonight at 6:30 p.m. and be sure and follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and our website is TampaBayJuneteenth.com. Thank you all so much. You'll find our phone numbers on there and any information that you're looking for. Thank you.
All right. And with that being said, we're going to change out our groups. We're going to do on this day in history. So far, we're changing out the groups, and then we'll get the next group in. So thank you guys for coming. Thank you for being on the show this morning. God is good. All right. So on this day in history, which is July 23rd.
Yep, I'll be the doorman.
Which is July 23rd, 1868, Christopher Sholes received a patent for the invention that he calls the typewriter. On this day in 1938, the Civil Aeronautics Authority was established. On this day, 1966, civil rights marches in Mississippi were dispersed by tear gas. On this day, in 1972, U.S. President Nixon and the White House Chief of Staff, Haldeman, discussed a plan to use the CIA to obstruct the FBI's Watergate investigation. I thought that was interesting, considering what we have done and what we're going through now with the White House and the FBI doing obstructions. And finally, on this day, June the 23rd, 2015, Verizon announced it had completed its $4.4 billion purchase of AOL Inc. So that brings us up to date. We got a new bunch of folks in the studio. Welcome this morning. Tell us who you are and what you're doing.
I'm Shawnette Stokes. I am the managing partner of Stokes Law Group here in Tampa, Florida.
I'm Felice Flake, CEO of SciTech, an information security and cybersecurity consulting firm here in Tampa, Florida.
All right.
And I'm Bill Trotman. I am the founder and the coordinator for the Tampa Bay Black Heritage Festival's financial seminars.
All right, go. So, who's speaking?
We are here because we are starting our summer series events for the Black Heritage Festival. And I'm happy to say that this year we are going to be speaking about technology. Our first event is next week, next Saturday at the ECC, the Entrepreneurial Collaborative Center, starting at 10:30 in the morning. We will have some wonderful presenters, such as the two lovely ladies that I have with me today, Ms. Shawnette Stokes and Ms. Felice Flake. And they're going to take a little time to discuss what they're going to talk about on next week. Once again, the summer series events, it's all about technology. It will be the last 4 Saturdays of each month until September. It's a free event, a no-cost event. There are going to be some wonderful topics. We're going to teach you all how to get funding for startup tech companies, teach you how to protect your startup company or your current company. Once again, there's a wide array of things that we will be discussing throughout the entire summer. So I don't want to take up too much time. I want the young ladies who are going to present let you all know what they'll be discussing.
I will actually be talking about protecting.
Who am I?
Oh, Shawnette Stokes. I will be talking about protecting your assets online. If you have an online business, we'll talk about all of the vital documents that are necessary for online businesses. Because in this day and age, there are a lot of online businesses and individuals that are engaging in e-commerce in 2018.
Good morning again. This is Felice Flake. I'll be discussing how hackers view the opportunity of small businesses in an effort to actually steal data, to actually get a way into larger companies. If you're a third-party provider to a larger firm and you are working on a contract, if you are not up to speed with your security, with not keeping things updated on your systems, that is a perfect environment for a hacker. And I don't mean this always in a negative connotation, because we do have white hat hackers out there, the good guys and good gals. So we'll be discussing that, and I'll be giving you some pointers and some great advice about what can I do to secure. Even a small business needs to take care of their security.
So
We're
we-
looking forward to it.
So we got black hat hackers and white hat hackers.
Yes, and gray hat hackers.
Gray hat hackers, okay.
Yes,
All right, we've come a long way in this. It used to be a time it was just hackers.
Right.
Now we got 3 colors of hackers. So give us some more information. If they need to call you guys and contact you about what's going on, they need some more information, give it to them.
Well, they can always go to the festival's website, which is TampaBlackHeritage.org, and also our Facebook page, and they can send us emails, they can question us as well, and we will definitely get back in contact with them as soon as possible within a 24-hour period.
So what's your lineup? How many advisors, leaders you got, and folks you know are gonna be there next week besides these 2 young ladies here?
Next week we will have myself as a panelist, Ryan Qualters from TD Bank as a panelist, Leighton Kyler will be there as well. A young man by the name of Nassim will be there as well, and these are all professionals within the financial world that's going to be helping, giving up their expertise and their time, letting the community know in what ways they can protect their business, even their future business, if for those who aspire to be entrepreneurs.
Yeah, Leighton is Mr. Energetic, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, Leighton, you start sweating just watching Leighton do his speeches. So
He's awesome. No, he's a wonderful presenter,
Yes,
a wonderful motivator, and I love him. He's my brother. He and I have gone back over 20 years now.
Right.
So I look forward to him, motivating the group and getting them, motivated to do better.
All right.
Yes, sir.
All right, so last minute remarks, just give this young lady the mic.
This is Attorney Shawnette Stokes again. I want to let you all know that we're giving out $1,000 worth of information for free, so you want to check this event out. The event should be fully, everyone should be there, We
Yes.
should not have enough seats for you all. So please come out on Saturday, June 30th.
Yes.
June 30th at 10:30 a.m. We will have networking and tons of free information. You'll get checklists for your businesses, and you'll get to meet professionals in the community that will help you further your business.
All right. Well, thank you guys for coming, and we'll get our next group in.
Thank you.
So thank you. God bless you. Have
Thank you.
a
God bless
safe
you too.
trip.
Thank you.
All right, now I'm gonna start this thing because I started a vicious rumor a couple of weeks ago that we were gonna get a black credit union. I did. I started it myself right here. I guess not right here, but in the other studios. We started this vicious rumor that we're gonna have a black credit union. Yeah, TampaBay Black Credit Union here. And I told you our money, black folks' money. See, I'm not prejudiced, but I'm just saying black folks' money has to have power. We can't afford lazy money. It's got to have power. It's got to have purpose, and the money has to have vision. So you cannot take $1 from somebody and then turn around and give it right back to them. I'm talking about, take the $1 from your boss, the white guy, and then turn back and give it back to him before he leaves the room. The money got to kind of bounce around in our community for a little bit. And you want to know how millionaires are made and billionaires are made? They're made from the money that comes from within the community. So if you want to make black millionaires and black billionaires, then guess what? You got to spend money within the community. because those businesses spend money with folks in the community, and those folks spend money with folks in the community. You want to know, and I'm going to tell you this. A long time ago, on Miami Beach, they didn't like Jews. They didn't like blacks. They didn't like Jews. They didn't, that's what they said. So guess what? Jews didn't get mad. They bought Miami Beach. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, there was a time there when almost all of those big hotels and motels on Miami Beach were owned by Jews, because they took it upon themselves to say, okay, if we can't visit, can we own? Of course you can. This is America. So that's what we want to do. We want the black community to prosper. And how the black communities prosper is by people within the community spending money with each other. Now I have as my guest today, I'm going to read this. Ashley Air and Travel operates daily flights from Tunica 6 days a week, serving Charlotte, Atlanta, Orlando, and Tampa. And with me today, I have the owner, and that's one of the good things. I'm sitting here with the brother who owns the only black airline. I'm not talking a shuttle route from one city to the other city. I'm talking about the real deal airline, the only black one owned and operated in America, and his name is Mr. John Ashley. Welcome to Porch Talk Radio this morning, sir.
Thank you. I'm welcome to be here. Thank you very much, Mr. Adam.
All right. Now, I could read some information that I got off the internet about your company, but since I got you here,
Got me here.
I don't need to ask. I ain't got to Google. I ain't got to ask what's the name, Alexa. I ain't got to ask Corey or whatever those names of the thing. I'm just going to ask you. Tell me the value of your airline, because that's the first thing folks want to know. Well, how much money, what's the value of the airline? And then tell me how you came up with the idea and how you founded it.
Well, the value of the airline, I think, is pretty immense. It is a very strong, financially endowed endeavor, which took a lot of time, patience, and effort. And to undergo something like this, of this magnitude, is huge. It takes millions and millions of dollars to start an airline. But yeah, it takes tens of millions of dollars to start an airline. And it's a great, big endeavor. And this dream started for me back in 1984 when I was in Atlanta. And I went to Atlanta, and Atlanta is what they call Hot Atlanta.
Yes.
And it's black mecca. Things happen there. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that happen there. If you can't make it anywhere else, you can make it in Atlanta, magnified.
All right.
And so, me and my beautiful wife, we picked up, took our 2 kids at that time and moved to Atlanta, and things started happening. And I met a gentleman, his name was Clifford, and he invited me to come out to Air Atlanta,
Okay.
and apply for a job. And I went out there, reluctantly, I went out there and applied for the job, and just happened to be making a speech at that time with employees was a gentleman by the name of Michael Hollis. Michael Hollis was a 29-year-old attorney in Atlanta. Very impressive. Impressive is not the word. He was a brilliant guy. And I met this gentleman. At that time, he was 29, and I was, I believe, 24 years old. And it impressed me so much because the gentleman not only was an attorney in Atlanta, he was the owner and founder of Air Atlanta. And immediately it started my wheels to turn in my head. I said, wow, how did he do that?
Air Atlanta was a big deal. For folks
Yes.
who don't understand, Air Atlanta was competing with Delta and
American Airlines,
American Airlines, and
United, Eastern Airlines.
Right, there you go.
The big monsters that
Right.
he was going up against. And he was coming up out of Hartsfield Atlanta Airport, one of the busiest airport in the world. And this gentleman put together with that, he put together the monies with Mr. Andrew, Mayor Andrew at the time, Julian Bond. They all got together with insurance company. They put together $84 million to start up Air Atlanta. Air Atlanta was very successful. I mean, it had great prominence. I mean, I supported it, I flew on it. I have a sister-in-law I used to fly on all the time. Brenda Bowers, I used to put on there all the time to fly back and forth to Atlanta to see me and my wife. You know, and we just loved it, we enjoyed it. And so I was impressed, and I got the job there. And yeah, I got a job.
Yeah, everybody know we start from somewhere.
Yeah,
You know?
I got a job there, and I was impressed. And he you know, he put it to me that said, you know, so I never met him personally, but I met the upper management, you know, so that represented him.
Right.
And it impressed in me that you know if this guy can do it, I can do it. And I always have been you know, a type of person that had a huge imagination, and I would sit and try to make things happen. So I base things behind like Michael Jackson. And it says like, you know, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna shock the world. I'm gonna do something that we won't never think of doing. We open up car washes and hair salons and maybe restaurants, but never, ever, ever. If anybody made an attempt to say, well, I wanna start an airline. Well, I wanna start that airline. I've started that airline. And I'm looking at that, you know, my vision is to, you know, aim high. And I always say, if you aim high and you miss your shot, then you'll fall somewhere in the middle. If you aim low, then you're gonna fall where you already did.
You already did.
Yeah. So I'm aiming high, and I aim high, and I'm gonna keep it there. You know what I'm saying? And if I had missed my mark, I would have fell somewhere in the middle. But this guy impressed me so much. He impressed me so much, and if he can go do that right after deregulation, and he can go up against all the big monsters of the airline industry and make it for 4 years, then I said, well, I can take it from there, and I can take it from the mistakes that he made, the things that he did and didn't do. And I can, you know, help, you know what I'm saying, recreate that image, and I can make it much, much better. So I'm not reinventing the wheel here. I'm starting, you know what I'm saying, a status here for all my black, you know, listeners and especially my black friends and families of Tampa. You know, we're bringing it home, we're bringing it big. And I'm asking everyone to support us because this is not just for Ashley and his family, this is for the blacks and their family. You know, I got tired of going on the airlines and couldn't get a seat, or you're sitting down in the airplane and they bump you, you know, they say you gotta get off, or, you know, they treat you in a way. So you know what? I started my own. This way, you know what I'm saying, that now you can come support and fly with us, and you don't have to worry about getting bumped. You don't have to worry about getting mistreated, because I'm gonna make sure that is my endeavor, and that is one of the things of our company here, is that everybody's treated like family. So
now, one of the things I read about you is that you have luxury airliners.
Yes. We have what we call the luxury airlines that are for basically for charter sports teams, and they provide, you know, the ultra luxury travel that one want to do. And then one of the reasons why I started this airline, because I wanted my people to get a chance to experience luxury. Every time you turn on the TV, you see the shows about this star did this star did this, what they got, how they travel. Well, I'm gonna make it available for all black men and women can travel in luxury and experience things that they most likely never probably would have done. So that's what I want to do, because I got a luxury mind and a luxury idea. And that's my shit.
And I gotta say this because it ain't a whole bunch of brothers riding around in Rolls Royces. I just had, because we're talking about luxury, so it's not a bunch of brothers riding around in the Rolls Royce. So I gotta give it to the brother. I mean, if you own an airline, you know, and you're not a billionaire, you're close to being a billionaire. So part of this whole thing is what we're trying to do is how we come from nothing and get something. You know, that's the whole process, kind of like our Black Credit Union. You know, the whole concept, whole idea is how we start building from within ourselves and change our own community, change our own environment, and have luxury ideas. We don't have to think small anymore. We really don't.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. You know, with my vision, what I'm doing, all I have done is this: I've just raised the bar.
Yes.
I've raised the bar. Then all we got to do is somebody come along and just raise that bar. And it's for the window of opportunity for all blacks. You don't have to stay stereotyped and stay in one area, or, you know what I'm saying, in one working class. You can always go out and excel. And I'm one that's hard to satisfy when it comes to life. You know, my mother was a single parent. You know, I had a great mother, Dolores Hazard, great. You know, I lost her back in 1984. I mean, always close and dear to my heart. I have, you know, 5 sibling brothers, you know, Carla, Lene, Aaron, Michael, you know, my in-laws, Donald, Brenda, Colette, you know, all of them are very close, you know, to me and in my family. You know, Tyrone Womack there in Louisville. You know, and you know, all these people helped motivate me, helped surrounded me, and made sure that I stayed on path. And I had a rocket path.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, and everybody comes from somewhere.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah,
so you
they
know what?
do.
My thing is that it's not just what you've been through, it's that where you're at and where you're going. You know what I'm saying? So look at me now. So now I'm here to let all blacks know, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot more to life than just, you know what I'm saying, the fast dollar. Sometimes a dollar takes time. It takes a lot of time.
We just say a dollar needs to have some power.
That's right.
It needs to have purpose,
Yes.
and it needs to be in a place so it can see where it's going.
Right, exactly. So that's why we're bringing this airline here, you know what I'm saying, to our backyard, to our hometown here, and say, listen, we're going to do this not just for us, but for you. And then with this job, with everybody going out buying the memberships, to fly on the airline, supporting, doing your reservation, which you can do reservation now up to 6 months out, then what that does, that creates jobs for the Tampa Bay area. We have a new office that we're opening up here in St. Pete, right across from the St. Pete airport. There's going to start out, but we're going to do, you know, 50 to 100 call reps there, and then we look to grow to have at least about 300 to 400 call reps. This is going to create jobs. The more members that we have to buy, and I'm talking about buying now, Tampa Bay. You go in and buy your membership now, and then that way you're going to create jobs for yourself. Well, we're talking about the Black Credit Union. I heard you talking about the Black Credit Union on that. And then that's in reinvesting in yourself.
That's right.
So if you go into credit union, you got all these white banks out there now that are giving you credit cards. So you want to be proud that you got a credit card, but it's called what they call a secured credit card. With that secured credit card, what you're doing, you initially, you know what I'm saying, for all intents and purposes, you are starting a membership with them. But what they're doing, they're letting you spend your money.
Right.
So why keep putting all your money into all these white banks as a membership that you don't even know anything about? Where we, as a black community and as black owners, we're going to let you know that, hey, put your money in us, you know what I'm saying, you put it into yourself. So if you go to this credit union that we're trying to, talking about and advocating for, I mean, go ahead and put your money into that credit union. Support that, open that up, and then there's your bank, there's your money. So now you're reinvesting in yourself.
That's right.
And you don't have to go and cry to all these other people and say, hey, listen, can I get this and can I get that? You have a community within yourself where you can go in and say, hey, I need this. And then they will give it to you because you are a member of that credit union.
That's right.
Yes.
And another thing too, and this is what's very, very important and can't be lost in the minutia of this whole thing. Banks get your money every day anyway.
Well, definitely.
You got collection on Sunday in every church in the community. Every black church in the community has collection on Sunday.
Yes.
Guess where all that money goes? I'm talking about billions of dollars right here in Tampa Bay.
Right.
That money goes to white banks.
Right.
And then you go back and begging for a loan, you know, a couple of months later, they don't know who you are. But when you are invested in your own credit union,
Yes.
all those Brinks trucks that line up going to white banks, and I'm not racist, I'm not prejudiced, I'm just telling you to, you know, think about yourself and your own community because everybody else do besides you.
Yes.
So
Yes.
say we get this black credit union off the ground. Well, your money sits in that black credit union with all the security it does in any other bank.
Right.
And so now you get the benefit because that money now has vision because it may end up, you know, helping you do something you're trying to do in the future, and you're not going to be redlined because the bank is going to be, the credit union is going to be right here in your community.
Right. Right.
Just like your airline is going to be right here part of our community.
I saw Jamie Foxx. Me and my wife went to Super Bowl.
Okay.
And I saw Jamie Foxx, and I gave him my business card. It was so funny. I gave him my business card, and he looked at the business card. He was walking away, and he turned back around. And he said, "You own this airline, this whole airline?" I said, "Yes, sir, I do." He said, "The brother owns the airline." And it, you know what I'm saying, but surprising to me is as much money as he got, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
he was even surprised.
Yeah.
So I'm coming to change that stigma. You know what I'm saying? You're going to see a lot of us with airlines, with airplanes. You know what I'm saying? It's like, y'all tell me why we fly up in the Gulfstream jet, you know what I'm saying, that we have. And, you know, and you get carte blanche treatment. Because they're not used to seeing black folks getting up out of, you know what I'm saying, a $30, $40 million aircraft. They're not used to seeing that.
No.
So I want to change that stigma. It's not just about cars. It's not just about the clothes. It's about your future. And everything that I do here now, you know what I'm saying, represents myself, my family, and all black America.
Yes.
And I want to do this because I want to make sure that you understand that, you know what I'm saying, you are in a box because you keep you in a box. Think outside the box. Think of things that are unique, that are unusual, and reach for it. And when you reach for that, then everything below that is easy to accomplish. But you cannot get out of that box, and everything inside and around that box becomes very difficult.
Yeah.
So I want to show that, you know what I'm saying, you can get out of that box. Now, another thing I want to tell you, and I want to keep drumming in there, is that go on at ashleyaarontravel.com, and you can start booking your reservations, and up to 6 months out. We have a new program with our airline that is called for the membership, and the membership costs $599, and that's for 1 year. Now, when you buy that membership, it allows you to travel with us in that luxury and style, in total comfort and support, for anywhere that we fly, for $39 each way, and that's for a whole year. So if you want to fly back and forth from Tampa to Atlanta and just to visit, you can actually even work in Atlanta and stay in Tampa now with these flights. You can do that, and it costs you $39 each way. Now, there are no travel restrictions. There are no blackout dates. So if you go on now, starting today, and buy your membership, you can start booking your flights up to 6 months out. And when you book those flights up to 6 months out, you're going to be in those seats back and forth for $39. Now, no matter what happens with the fuel,
That's Charlotte too?
that's Charlotte too. So now, you know what happened with the fuel cost, whatever thing, you only paying $39 for that, because you've already paid for the year when you paid the $599. So your price is locked. And also, we're based in Mississippi, and I elected not to base it in Atlanta because of, Atlanta is very busy, and you get lost in the shuffle. So I went to somewhere because my vision with my company is to, another thing that I learned from with Air Atlanta is that, that was a very, very prominent idea that he had, but it was in a monstrous area.
That's right.
So what I had to do, I sat down for about 4.5 years and I planned this and read all the books on aviation. What I'm saying, how to manage an airline, how to operate an airline. Me and my wife would study, in between her Bible. She's an avid, pastor. Along with my beautiful wife, there's my beautiful, I like to say my adopted mother, Mary Stewart, who is the pastor and overseer of Campaign for Jesus, right there on Lake Avenue in Tampa.
Oh, that's the lady I met yesterday.
Yes, you met her yesterday.
Yes,
Beautiful lady from yesterday.
Yes, yes.
And so, and she's another one that has guided us through all these things that we're going through. But what happens is, with this airline, it's going to help us go in lots of different directions.
Yes.
It's going to help you to be able to say you are part of something. And then with the jobs that you're creating by buying those memberships, it will make everyone in the Tampa Bay area, surrounding areas, Charlotte, Atlanta, stand up and realize and recognize. It's time for people to recognize Tampa, for other than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yes.
And I'm going to fly some of them too.
All right. Now you also do charter flights international, right?
Wait a minute. Let me pull up this right here in it too. I'm gonna fly some of the Buccaneers, but everybody in the world knows, especially my family, I'm a Miami Dolphin fan. So the Dolphins come first.
You with my wife. My wife is a Dolphin fan.
I'm a Dolphin fan. Win or lose.
My wife is a Dolphin fan. So you do international charters?
Well, what we do, we do the international things, but we do that, with the travel agents that come in and that want to come to America and travel with us, and so we're looking big to be able to do that with about another 5 or 6 companies and do those charters so that we can become international. Now, what happens that once we are what we call a charter airline. Okay. And we are an airline, but we are a charter airline. Okay. Your next step is which is what they call a flagship airline, like your Delta, your United, Frontier, and those. And that is my goal, is to become that 121 airline. That means that you are the number one, numero uno.
Oh yeah.
You are that person. And then right now, this is still a feat because no one has ever, like I said, in Black America, ever owned an airline of any kind, other than my mentor, Michael Hollis. And he was a great, ingenious guy. I mean, I'd love to see, to hear that he was around in the area, because it impressed me and made my heart throb to know that brother did that. And then, I was asked yesterday by Mr. Walter Smith.
Okay.
Mr. Walter Smith he asked me, he said, well, do you think that there'll ever be anyone else that would open an airline? And I said, well, that's like asking if there will ever be another Michael Jordan. So I feel, of course there will. There's a season and time for everything.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Then we just sit down and guide us in the precedence for whatever's going to happen at that time and in the future. Then it's responsibility of the next person to pick up and say, okay, I'm going to go and I'm going to build on to that.
That's right.
I'm going to build on to that. So when we had the great, if I can say, the great Martin Luther King.
Yes.
When he did, and he walked all those walks and those miles, took all those beatings for all of us, then how can we forget? You can never forget.
He was a reluctant leader.
Right, that's
right. He didn't want to do it, but like you say, it was his time.
Right.
He had no choice but to step up.
And he was a patriot
Yes.
for what is going on now.
Right.
But we have to learn how to come together and stay together, just like super glue.
Right.
You got to stay together.
Yeah.
Because what happened, what he has done, though he is not here, he laid down the precedence for us to go and build and be what we are now. So that's why you can stay in New Tampa
Yeah.
or Carrollwood. You know what I'm saying? You can drive these nice cars and have these good jobs. Because without him and those great men, you know, of our past, then there would not be none of these things, and we will still be locked back in that slavery mindset. Not saying that it's all gone away, but now you have a voice to stand up against it. And that being said, is that this is a platform for us all. And it's like they got with the NFL one of the biggest platforms for blacks there is in sports. And you got the NBA, Major League Baseball. But, you know, I'm gonna take this platform because this is something that I laid out, something that I founded and created. And for everybody to stand on this platform, so that you can come and say that this is something that I'm a part of. Because there ain't nobody tell me that if I don't wanna stand, I ain't gotta stand, because it's mine. I ain't gotta do that. But I'm for America, but I'm not for doing a lot of things that I don't understand.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure that people can understand what is going on. Take this platform and stand for a purpose. Because if you don't stand for something,
You
you'll
fall
fall
for
anything.
anything. There you go. Yeah, we listen to the same people. And one of the good things about what's going on here is, and well, you may or may not be aware, but in 2.5 years, we got a Super Bowl right here in Tampa.
Right.
Right.
And you got one in Atlanta.
Yeah. Well, see,
Right now.
Again.
Fly Ashley there.
See, there you go. See, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
See, it
Book
is.
your flight now.
It is.
You want to be in hot Atlanta.
It is.
You ain't got to say it. The Dolphins going to be there.
It is the right time. It's something about this time for black folks.
Yeah.
You know, black folks don't want to accept it, but our time has come because we as people is gonna take the next step here in Hillsborough County.
Yes.
They are spending $13 billion in downtown and the surrounding area.
Yes.
That's a lot of money, and I'm not talking 20 years from now. I'm talking about within the next 5 years.
Yes. Yes.
That's a lot of
Yes.
money. We're becoming an international port of call.
Yes.
That's by boat, by train, by plane. And the fact of the matter that me and you have been talking, you know, on the phone a lot, and I'm telling the folks in Tampa Bay that Mr. John Ashley wants to become a part of what's happening here in Tampa Bay.
Most definitely. Hometown. Most definitely. Most definitely. I tell you, this thing here is so big for us. I mean, it's sort of surreal. I mean, it's you know, I have to pinch myself at times, but you know, it's by the blessing of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I have a loving wife of 39 years. It's Angela Womack Ashley. You know, that I've been with, and she's put up with my mess for all these years. You know, it's hard to find a good woman. It really
Well,
is.
you met my wife yesterday,
And
so.
I met your beautiful wife.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And we both took them through some mess.
Yes,
But you
yes.
know what I'm saying? It's you know what I'm saying? It's the blessing through the mess
Yes.
that you look forward to. But sometimes it's hard to stand in things and to put up with things. But you know what though? When you're built of excellence, you can do that. So people are actually say, well, how did you do this and how did you do that? And how did you take this? You know what I'm saying? It's a person of a different pedigree,
Yep.
of a total different design.
Yes.
So when people go around and say, well, how did he do that? Rather than trying to rack your brains on how, you know what I'm saying, he did that, say how we're going to support it.
Right.
How we're going to get on that plane. How we're going to be there. How we're going to be employed with that company. How we're going to make this big. See, there's a lot of certain things happen in areas. And I'll say, for instance, Atlanta. Atlanta got prominence and put on the map because of all the opportunity and all the great things that were happening to blacks. You know, they go in there getting great jobs. They go in there getting governmental jobs. They becoming mayors, you know what I'm saying, city commissioners, when there were none.
And Coca-Cola.
Right, and you got Coca-Cola. Now, so what happened is that, you know, here comes Tampa. Remember I said everything has a time and a
Yes.
season.
Yes.
It's time for Tampa.
That's right.
Now here comes Tampa, and here comes your black airline.
That's right.
And that is going to help put Tampa where it needs to be.
Right.
And it's going to fly on the wings of Ashley Air.
That's right.
And then we're looking for everybody to come out here and support this airline. And remember, you're not just supporting me, you're supporting yourself. I was talking to my nephew about a month and a half ago, Corey Ashley. He's one of my nephews, very smart young man, very smart. He told me some things, and he told me how, you know, how to say, Uncle, you know, you got a big load that you're carrying. He said, well, you know what, I'm proud of you, and keep going, because it helps motivate him. And it helps motivate people like my nephew. I got another nephew, Charles Buggs, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's like a son to me. I mean, and he's one of the most respectful giving people I've met, and he's another one that's always been proud of the things I've done, my success, you know what I'm saying? Cassius Bowers, my other nephew, I mean, great. You know, and I got all my nephews from my sisters and brothers, you know what I'm saying, that I have, you know what I'm saying, and Shondi Hicks, you know what I'm saying, another great one, Brittany Burkall, you know, all of them, you know what I'm saying, they're great in inspiration in my life, you know, and I just want to be there for them and be that rock for them, to make sure that they have something to look forward to and they have a dream. Now, you know, all the other nephews and nieces and stuff that I have that are not related to me, you know what I'm saying? I want to be an inspiration to you too. To make sure that you become a greater.
That's
and a
right.
better.
That's right.
You know, so that these are the things that we're trying to instill. And I got what we got, 14 grandkids. All of them here in Tampa. I got my little Ashley kids there, you know, from Brittany there, over there in Tampa, that, you know, that I love, you know, all my heart. This granddad kid's talking to you, my babies, you know, and then I got my other grandkids that are down in Bradenton down there. But, you know, I love them all. Everything that I do is for them. And now it comes into that I'm doing it for family. You know, and you're nothing without family. And that's why, you know what I'm saying, family first, you know what I'm saying, behind God. And that's why one of the main reasons that I'm doing it. The oldest one I believe that is in my family, the picture of my family is my aunt Minnie Langston, you know, and Honey. And I tell you that, you know, they are another inspiration to me and has put a lot of guidance into my life. My mother-in-law, Hazel Womack, who I love, you know, he's not here anymore, and Ernest Womack, you know, I love that it's guided me and helped me to stay focused and stay into the lines I need to be in with my wife and my grandkids. So these are all the things that have helped build in the foundation for me, that has helped me come to the conclusion that I'm at now. And I must say, this is not my final chapter, you know what I'm saying, but this right now, this is the book that I'm reading now, and it's called Ashley Air.
All right. Now let me ask you this question. How many employees do you currently have?
Right now, through a sub-source, we have around 35 right now, and then we're subbing a lot of things out, which brings it up to a lot higher with the call center. The call center is subbed out now through sub-source, so that we can be allowed to answer the phone calls and the loads that are coming in now. But we're looking to change that, and change that and turn it into jobs here in the Tampa Bay area, and which will be coming soon. So that's why I'm saying that the more people, you know, listen to this broadcast, go out, start today, and start booking your flights and buying your memberships, then what you're doing, Black Tampa America here, is that you are creating jobs for yourself. Because we will hire from within, from here. We will hire from the Tampa Bay, St. Pete, Clearwater area for all those jobs that we'll have available. And then this is a very unique thing here. This is with the investors that I have behind me, but it is membership based. And it is based, what that means that this will be carried, you know what I'm saying, by the interaction of the community. If I got 10, 20, 30,000 people in the Tampa Bay area that has gone out and started booking flights and buying those memberships, then what has happened is that I have helped create 1,000, you know what I'm saying, 500,000 jobs for the Tampa Bay area. And then that means that's more food on the table for 500 or 1,000 families. That's more things that they can do and enjoyment that they can do. So it is very pivotal that we get the support of this community, because I'm trying to bring something to this community that is invaluable and something that will go down in history. It'll be here way after I'm gone and a lot of other people are gone. But it will be in history that you know what I'm saying, that we have become only the second African Americans in America that has ever owned and operated an airline. And I would say that with Michael Hollis. Michael Hollis he was the owner, again, a patriot of Air Atlanta. He launched the biggest in the history of America entrepreneurial black business that America's ever seen. That man. And that is something for me to hold on to and build upon. So the quickest way, and you said about close to, and if you're not a billionaire, a millionaire, right. The quickest way to become a millionaire in the aviation business is to be a billionaire and start an airline. It'll take it down real quick. You have to definitely know what you're doing, right. And you have to be on top of your game. So you know what I'm saying, in every dollar that we make, you know, in as much success as that we be able to enjoy, everyone will enjoy, and you will see it by the things that we'll do for the community, by the jobs that we will create. By the training that we will get for the ones that are not trained and don't know how to do those jobs. We're going to make sure you're trained and you can get an aviation job. We're going to make sure that you understand how to operate an airline and own your own airline. That's what we're going to do. We're going to reach high, and we'll fall somewhere in the middle.
All right. Now, Joe Lopano, who was the CEO, Executive Director of Tampa International Airport, is a sponsor of the events that we do. Matter of fact, the event that you was at yesterday,
Yes.
I had a whole table
I enjoyed myself.
full of Tampa International Airport people.
Yes.
And I told one of his executives that were there, I say, we started in St. Pete, but we plan on growing. I'm saying we like I'm already part of the group.
You are. It's a family. Remember I said it's going to be a family thing.
Yes, you did
It's
say
going to be a
that.
family thing.
So
So
I
you
said,
didn't let me take a doggy bag home yesterday, but
you could
you didn't have enough for me to take it. You didn't have no aluminum foil.
You didn't tell me because I'm gonna tell you what happens with events like that. All the food that's left over, we take home.
So now I put to bring aluminum foil next time.
Well,
We go ahead and
next
bring
time
stuff
you
here.
be
I'm gonna bring the
ready.
platers and aluminum foil. You know I gotta take some. You know black people like to take things home when they go
You'll
somewhere.
be ready. Now,
Yeah.
next time you come to an event that we have some soul food. So that way you're gonna want to take some stuff home.
Yes.
So if there's any left over,
Yes.
but, you know.
I'll tell you the caveat to that about we say we're in St. Pete now.
Right.
St. Pete is up and coming.
It's there.
Right now you have Allegiant Airlines that is there, and you got Sun Country that is there. Sun Country does sort of seasonal work.
Right.
Allegiant is there. Allegiant do work all year round,
year round.
which is very impressive. I've flown them. They're very, very, very good airline. Very safe. They're very good. And so what happened is that they're there, and Allegiant by themselves has generated over 1.9 million passengers into the St. Pete airport. Now a lot of people don't realize it. So we're in St. Pete, a small airport. There's by themselves, they generate 1.9 million passengers through that airport. Mr. Jeff Clausen is there. There's the airport director's done a great job there. He's turned that place around. They're putting in a 34, I think it's a 34, and I don't want to misquote this, it's a $34 million renovation to that airport. New parking, new airport facilities and equipment. You know, I mean, it's going to be a beautiful complex when it's done. And it's a proud place to be. I came to that airport, didn't face any static or stereotyping. I mean, it was just welcome. I was welcomed there. Jeff Claus, he's a great person and doing a great job there. And he welcomed us there to come there and operate out of that airport. Now, one of the reasons why we picked St. Pete is, remember, my vision is to serve airports that are underserved or that have no service at all. Even though they have service there, the reason we do that because they have lower rates. One some of the lowest rates in the area.
Okay.
And then you have to pay the land, you have to pay to take off.
Right.
And then you got to pay for the people to come and take the luggage off and all those things. So they have some of the best and lowest rates there. So that's why I chose that area. That's why I didn't choose to base it in any big airport because
Right.
the cost is going to become cost prohibitive.
Right,
So
right.
I stay away from that. So this thing was, totally, originated for us. Because the higher the cost, the higher the price. We can't afford to fly on a lot of these other airlines, but you can afford to fly with Ashley Air because we keep the cost down. Therefore, we provide the same service that the big airlines give, but we give it to it at an affordable price. So I want everyone that can hear my voice to go out there and go to www.ashleyailandtravel.com, and you go and you click on flights and book all your flights. You can book your flights up to 6 months out. In Tampa Bay, I need your support. Go out there and start booking your flights now. We're traveling from Tampa, we're traveling to Charlotte, Atlanta, and Tunica, Mississippi, where all the casinos are at. If you don't know where it's at, it's where the casinos are at. And then if you want to really support it and create jobs for yourself and for this airline, then what you would do, you'll go ahead and go on buy membership now. The memberships are $5.99. If you work for a government facility, the membership for you are, I believe, $2.99. So you can go on there and book either one of those, and then that'll show a strong support. It'll help us now. So we need you to go out and buy your membership and book your flights now. www.ashleyailandtravel.com. And if you need to call us, you can call us at 888-536-0091.
All right. Well, that being said, now next time you come back to Tampa, you gotta let me know because now we're on each other's cell phone, and I get you on the show again because we're gonna do updates and the community's gonna keep up with you. You're gonna keep up with us, and we're gonna make this thing work because again, we got this Black Credit Union happening. We got all these job fairs happening. We got all these jobs happening, and at some point in time, it's just right. It's just right. It's got a feeling, and it feels right. This is good. You're gonna be a part of us. We're gonna be a part of you, and everybody's gonna make a bunch of money. So with that being said, Tampa Bay, Thank you for listening to us today on Porch Talk Radio. We love you. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Broadcasting live.